Look, it's simple. Leading up to 1986, there were 3 routine vaccines. That's it. DTP, MMR, and OPV. That's all there is. A child following the CDC schedule in 1986 would have gotten 3 injections by their first birthday. That's it. That's it. Nothing else. Up until 2 days ago, it was 25 injections. As of yesterday, it's 18 injections, including in utero. So we're getting better, less. With that said, uh, why did the 1986 Act law get passed? Because those 3 products were causing so much harm, so much injury, that all the companies stopped making them or went out of business. They were down to 1 manufacturer each for the pertussis, measles, and polio vaccine, from 3 to 6 different manufacturers for each. Now, a lot of industries face this crossroads. It happens. Cars start blowing up, so you make a better gas tank so they don't blow up, right? Plane doors start coming off. You make better bolts. Your sheetrock in your house causing cancer. You make better sheetrock. You're using asbestos. You stop using you make a better product. This happens all the time. But in this one instance, instead of letting the economic self-interest of the company drive these pharma companies to make a better, safer product, Congress decided in its wisdom, politicians, to instead do something unprecedented, gave them immunity and said, you know what? You don't need to make a better product. You don't need to make a safer product. We'll just make it so the parents of these dead and injured children just can't sue you. And they didn't do it just for those 3 products. They did it for any other routine childhood vaccine developed thereafter. Every single vaccine that is currently on the CDC childhood schedule, save one, which existed pre-86, was trialed and licensed by a pharma company, knowing that they wouldn't be responsible for the injuries and the deaths based on the claim they could have made the product safer. And that's why with drugs, you have multi-year placebo-controlled trials before licensure, because they want to know if it's safe. They don't want to lose money. With vaccines, you end up with ridiculous trials that often review with not a single one of the routine injected childhood vaccines was licensed in a trial based on with a placebo control. Not only that, if they did use a vaccine as a control, that wasn't licensed based on a placebo. But even if they used a placebo in those trials, they didn't review safety long enough, often days or weeks compared to the years. And even if they had reviewed safety long enough and used a placebo, they're often underpowered, meaning not enough kids. These trials are a joke. We need good clinical trial data when we go to bring claims for those injured by vaccines. We can't sue the manufacturer, but like you have in Canada, there is a little federal program that you can bring a claim in. We have to prove the vaccine causes the injury. We need good clinical trial data. It doesn't exist.